Hello everyone and welcome to lesson number 2. Today you will learn some of the Linux history and we will practice some basic commands. So, the Linux history in a nutshell: Linux inventor Linus Torvalds in the University of Helsinki in 1991. He started it as a personal project. He wanted a free operating system, a kernel. The Linux is multi-user, multitasking, kernel-based, open source, free, and an operating system. In Linux, there are many different distributions. What is a distribution? Think it like the Linux edition or version, because Linux source code is free. Anyone could take it, use it, and make his own operating system. These different made operating systems, which are all based in the Linux source code, are called distribution. Basically, Mac iOS is also a Linux distribution, because what did they do? They took the Linux code, the Linux source code, and they built upon this source code the today's Mac iOS. So our current distribution that we use, that we downloaded and installed, is Ubuntu, and it is well known in public because it is kept free and it is also being regularly updated. Other well-known Linux distributions are Debian, CentOS, Red Hat, Mint, and Kali. Linux is huge in the server field, stable, safe. You don't need an antivirus to protect you from viruses. We will talk about it in another lesson. It is light and is customizable from user. You can make it really however you like it. Something last for now in Linux: the leader, let's name him this way, who controls everything, the super user, who can delete whatever he wants and who has practically full control of the system, is the root user. Also, if you know what to do, most of the times it is dangerous to be logged in as the root user, and there is a temporary way to get the power of a super user to execute some commands. We will see about it in this lesson too. So try to be logged in as a regular user or as a user with more privileges than the normal user. Enough with the theory for now. Let's see some commands. Let's open up the Oracle virtual box that we installed last time. We will choose the Ubuntu image file and press the start button, and here you can see also the details of your image before you start it, and think it like a normal computer, although it is an image. So the moment it is opened, you will be prompted with entering your password and choose the user. We will choose the user that we created last time, and I hope that you all remember your password. So I created the user Theo, and I will put the password, and now we will see the desktop of the Ubuntu distribution. We saw it also last time, and I hope that you explored it a little bit. So let's open the command line, the terminal. This is it here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So, do you see the dollar symbol here? This one? This means that you are logged in as a regular user with the normal privileges. If you press exit, then this window will close, and if you are logged in as another user, it is the log out. It is a way to log out from this current user. It can also happen that you are logged in as another user through SSH. We will see everything in later lessons. So let's talk about power off and also reboot. If we want to reboot, we press system control reboot or system control power off or simple power off or simple reboot. So if you need help with a command, then you write ---- help after the command. So for example, if we want to see what the ls command do, we will write ---- help after the command, and you can see here what the command does. If you want more details about the command, you will use the man command. So you write man and then the command you want to check. And using the end and the home button, you can go up and down and scroll here the text. And as you see here, press H or help or Q to quit. So if we press Q, we can quit it. There's another command to help you, apropos. For example, if we write apropos ACL, apropos will tell us in which man pages are the pages that we can see using the man command that we used previously. So apropos tell us in which man pages you can find the word that you write after the word apropos. So the word ACL is a word that you can find in the following 4 man pages: ACL, 5, CHACL, GetF-ACL, and SetF-ACL. This is apropos. So if you write clear, you will have a cleared command line, a cleared terminal. This is a command that I personally love. So let's see. Let us first check the file system hierarchy in Linux. This is also really important. See the image here and try to see it also after the video and try to understand it. I know that no matter what I'm telling you now, it is hard to understand. Do you know why? Because we are all used in Windows operating systems or even Mac iOS, and this is something different. This is something new. This is something you need to practice on it, and if you practice it every day a little bit, you will get used to it. So now we can see something else. If you press here at files, it's like the file explorer in Windows. Here you can see here we are in desktop, in documents, in home. So by pressing in command line in the terminal pwd, the command line, the terminal tells you where you are at the moment. So at the moment I'm right here. I'm at home, Theo. So that means that if I press another command, ls, list items, then I can see all the items that are here. Desktop, documents, downloads, this example is desktop, music, pictures, public, templates, and videos. And we can see here, for example, inside documents, there isn't any folder, there isn't any other something else. And if we go there by using the command cd, change directory, and we press the documents, the autocomplete can be done by using the tab button. So if I say, if I press CD and then big D, O, C, and then I press tab. There I have the autocomplete. And if I press enter, then I enter the documents. If I list what's in here, there's nothing. But if I press another command, the touch command, and I write file 1, and then I press list, then I see here a file 1. What did touch do? Touch created a file. Do you remember before the documents was empty? If we go here, there is now a file 1. And if we use the command remove rm file 1, let's see again with the list, there's nothing. Is it true? We go inside and the folder is now empty. If you want to go back, remember, where are you now? Let's see with pwd. You are in home, Theo, documents. Theo is the user. So you're inside home, documents. You're here. If you want to go back, you press change directory, cd, and then 2 times the point here. And now you're back. Let's see it. pwd, you're here. If we want to go to the downloads, change directory, downloads. Where are we? We are inside downloads. If we want to go back, go back. If we want to go to the desktop, for example, we go to the desktop. If we want to, and then we can see if there's something there. If we want to go back, then we go back. And we can clear and see where we are now. If we want to create a file like we did before, we can create a file like that. We can remove this file like that. Did you see it? Here. If we want to make another directory, we write make directory mkdir, and then the file, the directory name, and you see here it was created and it is an empty folder. And if you want to delete it, then you press remove, then dash and df and the name, and it is not anymore here. We deleted it. So it is always better to work with the terminal because you're faster. You're really faster. You can create, for example, with touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 files, and you don't have every time to go here and a new folder or a new file and create it. And if you want to delete them, you can also do that, and they are gone. Or you can do that. You open brackets, 1.10, and bam, you create 10 files at once, or you remove them at once, like that. You see, it's a lot easier using the terminal. If you want to take the power of a super user, you use the command sudo. It means super user do, and we will see it also a little later how we can use it. Another command to install applications, and we will see it through in another lesson, is apt, then tas, then get, then space, and then install. And then you write the name of the application that you want. Let's install Vim. Vim is a text editor that we will use a lot to our lessons, and I will dedicate one lesson to teach you about Vim. If you ask me, it is the best text editor out there. It is not the easiest, but it is the best. So you press enter, and here, do you see what message we took back? We received permission denied. Are you the root? Are you this super user? Then we can go here. We can press the home button. If you press the home button, look, I'm at the start, and if I press the end button, then it is at the end. You don't need to do that. You just press the home button and you go in the front, and you write sudo super user do. You can go in the end and press enter. Then it asks you for the password. You write your password. Nope. And then it will be installed, and it asks you, do you want to continue? Do you want to install some additional packages? I will also tell you about that in another lesson, why you need to install some other packages with it. Just press yes for now and install the Vim, this text editor. So it is ready. You can clear your screen, and then we can see some other commands like lsb release -a, so you can see the version of the operating system that you use, or you name ms, and you can see the whole version, the whole image of the Linux that you use at the moment. Another important one is the f-h for human readable, and you can see everything, the disk usage that you have on your computer, the free space that you have, size available, and so on. And by using the command free -m, you can see your RAM, your total RAM, the used RAM, and the swap memory. The swap memory is the virtual memory that is being used when your RAM is over. We can also speak about it in detail in another lesson. A last command I would like to show you is the IP address show. With this way you can see your IP address here, the mask, the IP mask. You can see the broad address, and you can also see your loopback address here. About networks we will also dedicate a lesson, because it is also important, and we will go in detail with many settings about them. So this was it for today. You learned pretty many things here, and the commands that we use today, you should master them, you should learn them all. These are the basic commands for everything. Try also to become a little bit faster with typing the commands, and try to create some files, try to remove them, try to create some folders, try to remove them, and play a little bit, experiment with this new power that you have now that you learned how to do it. The more you practice, the better you get. So let's close up our Ubuntu, and let's do it the way we learned. So if we press only the power off, it should work, right? Or not? It works. Do you know why? Because if we use sudo once, then for some minutes we have these privileges. We don't need to rewrite sudo every time. But after some time, we need to write again our password so that it can work. We will also talk in detail about sudo and so in another lesson. I hope that you enjoyed this second lesson, this second tutorial as much as I did. I really love Linux, and I hope that you also love this operating system, because you have unlimited possibilities with it and you can use all of them. It's not really hard to learn it, and don't forget, it is free, and everything is free. Everything is open source in Linux, and it is faster, it is safer, it is stable. Believe me, you have discovered a new world that can really help you in many cases. So thank you very much.